members of the Fourth Estate of the REM, the pen profession, ladies and gentlemen, we called you out not for plenty grammar, except you will make us speak or talk more than we anticipate. First, we should invite you to, through you, thank the Rivers indigenes and residents who thronged out in their large numbers to vote for their candidates for the councillorship and chairmanship candidates on the just concluded 30th August 2025. The crowd was massive, even though some of you are here are saying that there was apathy. Well, maybe when you take me on that, we'll tell you why we think, why we know that you are wrong. So our people came out in their large numbers to vote for their preferred candidates. And you already know the story. You know the result. Now, the result is consistent with our mission statement. You have all been my friends. We have all had moments together over time. And you recall that as soon as we assumed office, we mounted the rostrum. First, as caretaker committee, as set up by the National Secretariat, upon the suspension of the incumbent or elected ESCO of the party. When we took the throne, we said to you that, by way of our mission statement, that APC will be a political party that will provide platform or the platform for our members to contest elections in Rivers State and win, not only to contest, but win elections in Rivers State. And that we were prepared via our own hard work that will be laced with providence to go through the nooks and crannies of Rivers State to bring people out to come and support the party and be members of APC in Rivers State. So I'm sure that our people know that we didn't fail them. We took other assignments throughout the 319 wards of Rivers State, throughout the 23 LGAs of Rivers State, sermonizing APC and the gains that are derivable, having to be a state where you have the center as APC. That we cannot continue to be in the periphery because Nigeria is governed by an APC administration, so to speak. So to speak. Of course, you're aware that the president, Mr. President, is the leader of our great party, the All Progressives Congress. And so here in Rivers State, we felt we should break the genes of PDP domination in Rivers State. So that's what you saw. And I'm happy to announce, though I know you all know, that out of the 23 chairmanship seats in Rivers State as local government, APC clinched 20 by a landslide victory. It was not a mean feat. It was not a mean feat. So we felt that through you, we need to thank our people who came out in their large numbers to support the All Progressives Congress. And also to thank Mr. President and thank the National Secretariat for believing in us and entrusting us with the assignment of delivering, making sure that APC delivers in Rivers State. So we are on a very new trajectory, a trajectory of progress, trajectory of successes, and no longer the social club idea that we used to know APC for in Rivers State. No more, no less. That's why we called you. Please help us. Say thank you first to the voters, the eligible voters. Say thank you to the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Say thank you to the National Chairman and the National Working Committee members of the All Progressives Congress, who, like I told you, empowered us. They empowered us to veer their platform, being the APC, ensure that we mobilize our people to contest election and to win. Little did they know that we were going to trumping in the large number that we did. You know, I have received, I've been on televisions and people are asking, how did you people come by that figure? I said, local government election is more important to the people than the presidential election. I hope we agree. Because you know who you are voting for, the family the person comes from. Even your enemies, even the enemies of that family, will all come out to vote one way or the other. Maybe they'll vote against you. Now, if you say you are voting the governor, I can tell you that not everyone that voted for the governor will have access to the brick house. You won't have access to the villa. But you have access to, at least just your brother that is councillor, you have access to the local government council. So people value local government elections even more than the presidential election. They come out because they know who they are voting for. So that's why you see, or you saw that number that Rivers State produced. We also use that opportunity to let the world know that Rivers State is not a place that anybody will toy with. We have well over 5 million registered voters in Rivers State. And then if you trifle with us, too bad. So, gentlemen, APC is back to the limelight in Rivers State. And we're happy. We also congratulate you. Some of our successes too, we cannot take away, can't take you off them, because, but for one or two persons here, you have given us very positive coverages that has given us this situation where we are. Have given us visibility. Okay, so we also will need this opportunity to thank you for all that. What happened in Rivers State was unprecedented. And I don't mind, I'm not usually surprised when questions come. It is the first time in my history, political history, that I witnessed an election that there was no gunshot. It was first time in political history that I witnessed an election that materials, as soon as materials arrived, the venue, I mean the units, those materials remained there until the time that election was supposed to end. Same election, what my idea here in Rivers State is that the result sheets, not photocopy, were on display. And then you see some decorum, very peaceful atmosphere. It's my first time. And it was made possible, I must tell you, maybe let me give you the secret. It was made possible because there is something that was weaved, or something that we are weaving in Rivers State. And what is that we are weaving? It is what we call the Rainbow Coalition in Rivers State. The Rainbow Coalition is drawn from what you all know as Renewed Hope Agenda of Mr. President. So it is an amalgam of politicians, non-politicians, politicians who are in different political parties and who have different political persuasions, different political ideologies. They will all come together as a family, and we'll call it the Renewed Hope Family in Rivers State. So you see, some people say, oh, collaboration. Yes, I agree. The collaboration does not take away the fact that APC is APC. PDP was a PDP, Labour Party is Labour Party, and all that. Yes, we collaborate in support of Mr. President. That is what it is. But this one, I can boast, if the collaboration people are talking about was 100%, even in all ramifications, then one party would have taken the whole 23 local government areas. But the people voted, and through their fingers, thumbprinted their support for the candidates they liked. Fortunately, APC was able to win 20 out of the 23 states, 23 LGAs in Rivers State. So for us, it's a landmark achievement. And so we thank you. Please report us that we called you, that through you, we should be able to reach the nooks and crannies of the state. And in fact, the nooks and crannies of Nigeria, that we are very grateful. We are very thankful of Rivers people, particularly those who came and voted for their preferred candidates without any acrimony, without any animosity, without any gunshots whatsoever.
As I expressed the LGA, that is the grassroots, will the APC be willing or ready to work with the governor if he eventually contends? Let's take this paper please.
Whether 2027 is the result of the local government election was an indication of what will happen in 2027, and my answer is capital yes. What you have done is that we have just tested the waters to see our strength, in the state. And it's proven beyond reasonable that we are very strong. So it is a prelude to what will happen in 2027. And I've told you that whilst we were campaigning, we told our people that there was need for us to belong to the center and leave the periphery. And they agreed. Now, like one leader in this country said that he had no shoes. Now that when we, in 2023, APC Rivers had no shoes, now we are wearing Sagadeli. So what do you expect? We are going to double and redouble this number for Mr. President, who, as far as my party is concerned, will be fielding for a second term in office. Then somebody asked Uduaghan and others that candidates were not fielded from the APC. Well, that's what they call comparative advantage. Even in elementary economics and even international law. All right? You don't go and put your team in a place where you know that the answer to it will be, failure. So we didn't have the strength to contend with the elections in Farga, yes. Because again, the man who was the PDP candidate was a mayor, was chairman of Port Harcourt City Local Government Council. And reports that reached us were that he did perform extremely well. And so that the people were going to play him back. And so we couldn't have gone just because, I told you that we were contesting the election not to test the waters. We were contesting the election to win. It's our own strategy. Not to feed candidates in Farga or Nelga and the Obiabo local government. It was a strategy. I mean, what are you fielding candidates in Obiabo for? APC. Feeding candidates in Obiabo for. Okay, the sweeping effect of PDP. Don't forget that PDP owned this state. Rivers State was PDP state. All right? And then you go and make the mistake of you want to field candidate because you want to field candidate. You'll be missing the point. You just will be missing it. So we allowed it go. Onega, the same thing. It was a calculated strategy, and it paid off for us. Now, on the 18th of February returns. September. You see? Momiji, now you leave me this, you know. I was going to ask you if 18th of March was your birthday. Now, on the 18th of September, the executive governor, Fubara, returns. It couldn't have been a prophecy. We know that it is real. 6 months will elapse on the 18th of September. And so necessarily, even elementarily, there will be no vacuum. So it is clear that the governor, who was suspended for reasons that you and I know for 6 months, will return to office 18th of February, 18th of September. And then when he returns, the other leg to your question is, will the PDP, APC, who had clinched the seats in the local government, be willing to work with him? Why not? There are some states where you have a governor seated, the assembly members, governor of a political party, the assembly members are more in another political party, but it is a relationship. So we are going to cooperate with the governor, but again, not to take away our rights to criticize the governor when he does the wrong thing. But for us, the council chairman will work with him. Us will work with him as I speak to you, except that we will not agree to obnoxious policies.
My question is, the APC had in the past made advances on the assembly members, and now that the APC is in the center, so to say, in Rivers, would the APC now repeat, would the House of Assembly members to join it at this time? That's my question.
Yes? You're done? Okay, PDP members were seen flying the flags of APC in the just concluded election. That's the question my friend Emeka asked. And he didn't see us receive these persons from their parties to our party. I'm sure you know what they call defection. I'm sure you know what they call defection. Yes. Take, for instance, how many political parties had Akpoti-Uduaghan joined from 1999 to today? About 7 or 8. And each time he jumped to another political party, he went to aspire to be president. So, has Nigeria killed him? Or Nigerians killed him? PDP is in tatters. I don't have to hide that very fact. And you all know that the party is in tatters. And their people are leaving them in droves every other day. So we were privileged to harvest. Some of these things were done not in the open, not calling the press like this. I have an office. You know, there are covert and overt ways of doing things. This one, their reception was covertly done. And we decided to do it for obvious reasons. And you have seen that the reasons to have yielded dividends. All right? Now, we took as much as we could from those who performed when they were chairman of the other political parties. We did. It is the truth that we did. Because it's difficult, you all know too that Nigeria, it's difficult to change a winning team. And so when they came and aspired, and we subjected them to some kind of primaries, even the one that we had originally, who had been with us originally, lost in the primaries. So what do? You don't introduce sentiment there. What you only do is to take your best because you are going for a contest. Overtures, whether we were to make overtures to APC, to House of Assembly members who are actually not members of the APC. The time is ripe. I don't know if you heard me. The time is ripe. We will continue to beckon on them. Not even them alone. We will continue to beckon on the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Wike, to come over to APC and have peace. PDP is in tatters. I was reading a post this morning. There was a meeting of people that call them stakeholders and critical stakeholders of PDP. They met yesterday and came up with their own communique. That communique is in contrast with the idea of the PDP vis-a-vis their national convention. They raised 6 demands and said until these 6 demands are met, that they will also all meet themselves in court. And if you are a member of that political party that has no future, has no tomorrow, or whose tomorrow is bleak, and you want to aspire to an office, will you want to go and put yourself in dilemma? Because the man who signs your nomination forms and all that, the moment the court said he wasn't qualified to sign, it means that you have also lost the election. Right? So we will continue making overtures. We will continue our pleas. If you ask me, our intention is to make Rivers State 100% APC. So for those that matter politically, who are still on the other side, we will beckon on them, or we are beckoning on them to come over to Macedonia and help us. Come to Mr. President Party in Rivers State. So don't limit me to assembly members. I am going to woo, or we are going to woo even the minister who is the leader of APC